Hello everyone, welcome to Redmate. The transfer window has finally closed, so today I wanted to talk about Liverpool, their final squad, and the other big talking points from a very exciting, record-breaking transfer window. First of all, the exciting news for Liverpool fans, they have landed Alexander Isak, who's probably been the biggest transfer saga of the summer. Everything that's gone on with him, protesting, not playing, not rocking up for training with his previous club, not going on any sort of pre-season tour with Newcastle, burning a lot of bridges with those fans. I'm sure they might be glad to see the back of him. They've also pocketed a record-breaking 130 mil for his services. That's a massive headline in itself. The fee, I mean, it's obviously one that's going to be talked about now for the next few years. Down the track, it could well be broken, but I guess, is he the player that we thought would be the next one to break that figure? I'm not too sure, but I guess, again, as a Liverpool fan, it's very exciting to kind of be the club to bring in a player of his stature. There's been so many strikers in the past, like Suarez and Torres, that we've obviously lost as a club, who have gone on to bigger and better things. We weren't quite there at the time, but to have won the Premier League last season and now being essentially looking to assemble quite a strong team to retain that and obviously strike while the iron's hot and continue to build while we're already a strong team gets me quite excited for the years to come, and obviously this season, hoping to retain the Premier League title. I guess there's obviously a big drum that Slot kind of has at his hands now in terms of fitting them all in. You think of the classic front three. Liverpool have obviously brought in some very strong players. The first few games this season have obviously had Ekitike through the middle, Salah wide, and Gakpo on the left. All three have started pretty strong, to be fair. Salah may be the one who's not scored as many as we'd expect after 3 games, but I think he's quite specialised and has that position locked down. It's going to be quite tough for Slot to drop Ekitike, scoring in his first 3 games for Liverpool. He scored 2 in the first 3 Premier League games. So, I don't know, I feel for me, he's obviously done enough to maintain his spot and certainly get a pick in the team. And then Gakpo as well, having done bits for the team already. But, if you're spending big, it's all... And I know he's probably not match fit, given he's not been training with Newcastle, but the minute he is, it's going to be a bit of an issue as to who they're going to take out, or whether or not they're going to try come up with a creative new formation to fit them all in. So that's going to be quite an exciting thing to see. Obviously, they brought in Wirtz as well for big money this summer. He seems to be looking to play a number 10 role, and it seems like it's almost obvious that he's going to be playing as well. So I'd be very interested to see if they're going to play 2 up front and also have the 2 wide players as well. I'm not too sure, but there's a lot of talent now that they're really going to try to get into the team. A lot of exciting things to come. The next point I wanted to kind of make, and it is one that I touched on in a previous video around player power, but I guess the biggest thing we saw last minute for Liverpool, the Gahey transfer looked like it was all said and done. Fabrizio Romano obviously gave it the here we go. It all looked good, and then last minute it kind of fell over as Palace were losing their replacement option, and for other reasons just didn't go through. And it's a little bit kind of disheartening when that was obviously all that he wanted to come to Liverpool. He was doing the right things. He was the captain for them. He's played in the first 3 games. He's even scored for them this season. So he kind of done all the right things on the pitch and off the pitch in terms of just being the model professional, and at the end of the day still gets offered his move to Liverpool, takes it, and it's kind of fallen through. And I guess this transfer window we did see players who really wanted to move and kind of protested and maybe went about it the wrong way, you could say, in the fact that they kind of just down tools and were just saying, nah, I'm not playing anymore, the only thing I'm doing is waiting for my move. And then the guys who have been in that situation, Isak being one of them, and I guess Wissa from Brentford was really pushing for his move to Newcastle. They've kind of been rewarded off the back of that type of behaviour. So it's kind of interesting to see, and I think it maybe sets a standard going forward that a lot of players might try copy, and it seems to be it's going to work and it's going to get them what they want. Because you look at someone like Gahey who's done all the right things, and Palace fans don't seem to have any issues with him as far as I'm aware. He's basically tried to make his way out and got stuck. So all the guys who have been doing the right things, and I guess Strand Larson is probably another example of Wolves wanting to leave but still continuing to do his job. These guys have just kind of been punished and been told, no, we want to keep you, and they've just said okay. So the players who have really protested and doubled down on wanting to make their move have been the guys to be rewarded for that. So it might just be the industry standard going forward in football, where anyone looking to make a move out of their club and they want to get out of there, even though there's a contract in place, it seems like it's kind of set the path or set the tone for the behaviours to get out of it. So yeah, a little bit interesting there. The last thing I wanted to make, I guess maybe, is around the future of Liverpool. We know that Salah signed a new deal at the end of last season. He's only got 2 years left, and maybe going back to the point around the quality of the team and all the players and trying to get them involved. We know that he has to go to AFCON this season, represent Egypt halfway through the season. He's going to miss a few games there, so it's good to have some strong attacking options that we can come in now and replace him and still compete. But you know, with a player like that, if he's got signed a 2-year deal, which he did at the end of this year, do Liverpool look to sell him, or are they going to keep him another season and then risk him going for free? I think from my perspective, if he does 2 more seasons and goes for free, I guess he has put in a serious shift for Liverpool. He goes down as one of the best ever. The amount of records he's broken, winning 2 Premier Leagues with us and all those things, you know, you probably just have to say thanks for your time and whatnot. But I wouldn't also be surprised if they do try to sell him. I don't know if he has his plans on anything else. I've always thought that he's the type of guy who might go to Saudi Arabia. You know, he's obviously going to earn astronomical wages, and given his age and things, that would be, you know, a more than suitable place for him to just go earn a few more dollars, you know, towards the later end of his career, when maybe he's not at the same standards that he used to be. And again, I think just like obviously being, he's someone that would just like kind of fit in there culturally, and I think he would be absolutely loved over there. And you know, who knows how long Ronaldo has left. I think Salah could definitely kind of take his spot as the number 1 guy there and be the face of that whole league. Yeah, I guess there's now maybe some question marks, and maybe this is Liverpool really making it obvious that they are already thinking about the future. They've signed Isak on a 6-year deal, which is, you know, quite a lengthy one. I remember back in the day, it only ever used to be kind of 3s and 4s. Like 5 was a massive deal. Now they're going up to 7. There's a lot of creative accountancy that goes along with that, kind of spread the costs over that time, helps them meet all the FFP and things like that. But we've signed some young players, Ekitike, Wirtz and Isak, and that might just be now Liverpool for the next few years. They've spent big. They've brought in a lot of talent, and I think that might be them setting up for the future. I've even seen people mention that there might be some rule changes going forwards with how much you can spend. They might even get a little bit get even stricter on some of the FFP rules about how much you can spend. So Liverpool might have just seen this as an opportunity now to spend big and yeah, just kind of get in while they still can. And the last thing as well I wanted to mention just real quick as well, and I guess as a Liverpool fan, it always kind of gets thrown at you where people talk about how much like Man City spend, United, Chelsea and Liverpool fans, and me included, obviously will take the stance that, you know, Liverpool obviously have to sell a lot of players, and, you know, we sold Coutinho for big money back in the day, and you know, that's when we spent big on Alisson and Van Dijk and things like that. So this has obviously been a summer where Liverpool have gone crazy with spending. They did spend over 400 mil on players, smashing records as well. But I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of point out still, just reiterate the point of how crucial some of the fundraising has been to hit those figures, in the sense that Liverpool have sold players like Diaz from last season, Nunez, Kwanzaa. These players obviously going for quite a good rate, some big money as well, and even players that probably only Liverpool fans would know, such as Ben Doak, because, you know, I'm not too sure how many Premier League appearances he would have made. Maybe it's only a handful off the bench. It might only be 2 or 3. He went on a few loan moves and things, so Liverpool finally decided to sell him as he couldn't quite break into the first team. But even like Trent, who was rumoured to go on a free, Real Madrid paid an extra 10 mil just to get him a little bit early. Tyler Morton's on the list here, Nat Phillips, Kelleher, who obviously had a stellar career as number 2, but has got himself a move to be the number 1 choice at Brentford. Yeah, I guess in terms of net spend, Liverpool have basically spent about 240 in pounds for the transfer window. And I guess considering the fact that last year they only bought Chiesa, who was only 8 mil, and you know, he didn't really feature at all. I don't know how many starts he got in the league last year, but you know, if Liverpool's going to spend crazy like they did this year and not last year, it does obviously make a lot of headlines and people think that they're going nuts. But if you do average that across the 2 windows and just think that we did spend 120 last year and we spent 120 this season, then no one's really going to bat an eyelid. So I guess all in all, averaging it out, it is just a regular window these days. That, you know, that is a lot of money to spend, we know, but yeah, it's the Premier League and that seems to be the standard now. You know, if you're going to be buying 2 or 3 players, that's typically where you're going to land. And even the promoted teams, they come up and they're trying to compete and they've got to upgrade their championship squad to a Premier League team now that can stay up and compete. we've seen Forest go out and spend 200 million and do crazy things in the transfer window. And, you know, it obviously works at times, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I think it's just to the point that Liverpool have also done a lot of buying in the transfer window. They've done a lot of selling as well, which probably goes a little bit more unnoticed, especially given the fact that we've broken the transfer record now, or the British transfer record, buying Isak in, and even Wirtz prior to that, bringing him in by Leverkusen. So yeah, a lot of good business from Liverpool. I think they're set up now for a good few years. Very exciting to have Isak on the team. Between him and Haaland, I think they're probably the best strikers around, certainly in the Premier League. So it's going to be great to see him once he's up to match fitness standards. And I'm sure he's going to get lots of goals, as he's going to be getting so much service from all the creative players in and around the team. Yeah, we've seen him do so well at Newcastle. I can only assume he's already proven in the Premier League that he's going to do just as good at Liverpool, if not better. And it's going to be a great time. So yeah, that's all the points I wanted to make today. If you have any comments on those thoughts, how you think that Liverpool are going to set up for the season now that they've brought in the last couple players. Let me know your thoughts, whether or not we're going to get Gahey maybe in January, or maybe that boat's already, or that ship sailed, should I say. You know, football's all about timing. It's a short career. Who knows what's going to happen there if we're going to get him eventually. Not too sure. I think Liverpool do still need a centre-back. Certainly one that's going to be able to come in and be in the first team. We are very delicate at the back. All it takes is one injury to Van Dijk or Kanate, and you know the quality is going to have a big drop off. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Up in ants. This has been Red Mate. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Pocketed a record-breaking. They've also pocketed a record break. They've also